Hey Robin, how's it going?
Hi, Will. Finally, nice to kind of, get in touch with you. How you doing?
I'm good. I appreciate you setting aside a little bit of time today to talk with me. You still got that same 15 minutes?
Oh, no, yeah, trust me. We have the time. I know, pretty a little busy, but chatting with Abby, and specifically with our my current issue, I felt like, this meeting was pretty important to have. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
actually ran into Abby a couple weeks ago. How do you guys know each other?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we met through mutual friends and whatnot, and kind of, just having our discussion. Her at Amgen, uh, me here at Otis. We kind of just met that way. Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. I also saw you went to Fordham.
No. Yes. Yes. I definitely got my MBA there. Love that school. Loved being in the city. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
that's
great.
really cool. My grandfather actually went to Fordham as a kid. I would run around every Saturday. Every single Saturday I wore a Fordham shirt because of him.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow. That's great. Do you know when was that? What year?
Oh, he graduated in the 40s. He's
Okay, yeah, yeah, no, for sure, yeah. Um, no, yeah, definitely loved my time there. It was the best.
Well, I'd love to talk to you a little bit about Salesforce today. I understand you're having some problems with your current CRM provider HubSpot.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be, kind of honest with you. It definitely hasn't been, I guess I'd say, the best experience for us using HubSpot. I'd say specifically that well, I'll also be honest with you. This kind of conversation is more built on the backs of what a lot of my team managers and stuff have said to me. To be honest with you, I've really only logged into HubSpot a few times in the past few years, right? And obviously, for someone like me, it might be a little less action of use, but specifically for my team managers, they're having kind of a pretty difficult time, right? I'd say specifically they're lacking a bit of control in terms of I'd say having pretty much less visibility, right? Since
Right.
COVID and hybrid offices and whatnot. So I'd say that it's pretty important for them that they kind of have options to these I'd say metrics that kind of lead to the success of sales and whatnot. And I feel like from what I've heard, they've told me that they're having a little bit of difficulty with that and navigating through HubSpot.
Okay, so then are there any specific features that you're looking for that would be that you want CRM to do well?
I'd say that one thing that I've been told a lot is pretty much automation of routine tasks is pretty
Mhm.
much the number one thing we're kind of looking for. Pretty much essentially obviously to reduce the time spent. As I said, they've kind of had a bit of difficulty. Kind of navigating that through HubSpot, and you think obviously we've been using it for a little bit of time now, that they'd kind of settle in. At least that's what I was thinking, but they've still seem to have a little bit of difficulty with that. And I guess I'd also say that we're kind of looking just for something that looks nice to like stare at throughout the
Right.
day. Um, you know, Believe me, HubSpot, it well, from what I've been told, it's had its fair share of kind of glitches. So we're definitely looking for something that's quality. Little mistakes, not if any at all, right?
Okay, well, what talking numbers, how many salesmen do you see using this platform and what's your total budget?
Okay. Well, I mean, our budget is, we definitely do have a budget, allotted for this. We'll go and say it's definitely a million a year, right? So I definitely do think, obviously, from what Abby has relayed to me and sort of the information that I've done with my own due diligence about, different CRMs and stuff, that we do have at least the spending to do it, and we are looking to get at least 400 or so employees using the CRM, 200 marketing, 200 sales, right? But I'd say other than that, we're disregarding that. I'd say my concern specifically is I'm a little bit worried, right? Like I feel like, are we kind of paying like double the price for essentially the same thing? Like I don't know.
Yeah, so no, I totally understand those concerns. 400 employees under you at about 165 a month, we could definitely get you in under that $1 million budget.
Okay.
As far as, what else you will get from Salesforce that you're lacking with HubSpot. And understand that you said visibility is a big concern for you.
Hmm.
With our dashboard, it's really easy to use. The UI is like one of our top priorities, is making it sure that that user interface is as easy to use for every salesman and marketing uh, employee as possible. So with our dashboard as well as performance management, you can check in on the individual performance of each of your salesmen so that you have, in this world of hybrid working and living, that you can really check in on salesmen that don't come into the office every single day.
Yeah.
As well as they also have there's a Salesforce mobile app, which really gives them no excuse to really ever not be able to work
Right.
on their dashboard. They have it. There's pretty much anywhere with file share and sync that you can access all of this information pretty much anywhere at any time, and that's one of the biggest highlights of Salesforce.
No, yeah, I mean, that sounds really great. I mean, I know specifically, from kind of, chatting with these guys, I feel like that's kind of, a main, obviously an issue they've had with it. I feel like I do believe from what I've heard, HubSpot has a mobile app, but I think it hasn't even been updated in years or something like
Yeah,
that. So the fact that, you're kind of relaying to me this sort of information regarding access or easy access within the UI and a pretty updated, up to standard mobile app. I think that would definitely be a benefit to the guys. That sounds great.
yeah, and you also mentioned automation and AI. Automation
Mhm.
is one of our top priorities. We know that the busy work is the worst part about doing any sales job. No one wants to write emails or be researching leads all day. You want to be out there selling. So we do everything we can to use your reps' time as efficiently as possible. With our Einstein chatbot, they're able to help write emails, work with customer service, things like that, to help day-to-day things just move by quicker, and it uses data from those individual clients, so they're not getting like a robotic email. They're getting an email personally
Right.
tailored to
Yeah.
themselves.
No, yeah. I mean, AI is definitely something that has been, pretty big point of discussion and a point of interest too here, talking to, some of us here at Otis. I guess specifically, while it is something I'd say that, we're kind of definitely on the more positive, more kind of interested side. I still do think, at least from my front, that there's a little bit of a concern about security and safety. Please go tell me about maybe, I guess, some of the functions that are put in with the AI to kind of secure that, right?
Yeah, no, we definitely understand that security is a top priority for every business, and especially sales businesses that are dealing with tons of customer data. I mean, that's, proprietary information you don't want getting out. So we do everything we can to ensure your security, whether it's when you're changing over to Salesforce or just throughout your usual Salesforce day. We do everything to ensure as much security as possible.
Well, I mean, yeah, that sounds pretty good. I mean, obviously, yeah, I don't want, our information, being put into these AI things, then all of a sudden ending up on some random website, leaking or whatever. So that's pretty assuring. I appreciate that. Yeah.
And I also know you want to be able to see the touch points across your entire sales journey. With our journey builder, you're able the it tailors to each individual customer's sales experience. So it uses their past purchasing data, things like that, in order to tailor an experience to them, not just to get the product out to them, but across their entire sales journey. So it feels like they're working with a person and not like a robot, and making
Yeah.
sure they have the best buying experience possible.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, that sounds really good. I mean, obviously with we were just chatting about AI and whatnot. And while I do think that is pretty of a, benefit and use to at least something with us, I do still feel like kind of having that sort of human interaction and feel is definitely something that can be a benefit to us. And I've been emphasizing, with our my team members and stuff like that, our 2024 goal is pretty much to just kind of increase those sales enablement efforts. And
Yep.
I guess call me old fashioned, but I still kind of do believe that a human element is a part of that in terms of getting people on board and sort of at least having just an element of like rapport and trust that could go ahead and assures these sales. So uh, this sounds really good.
Yeah, you mentioned sales enablement. I mean, that's our number one priority at Salesforce is making sure that your salesman's time is being used as efficiently as possible through things like automation and through things like research and predictive AI, generative AI, whatever we can do to have your salesman be out in the field selling, not
Of
sitting in an
course.
office writing emails all day.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the whole thing, right? Getting out in the field. But I would just say that specifically, I'm emphasizing this goal of, getting these sales enablement, out there. And I kind of feel like at least, with our experience with HubSpot, that sort of the sort of, I guess, out of date sort of model that they have kind of stifled us in that, goal, reaching that goal and reaching that journey. So I'd say a thing of ours is, wanting to be able to go back into the point of our whole relationship with our customer, and being able to at least maybe go back and see what happened previously with info and sales and whatnot, and maybe at least having some sort of at least predictive function in the future to kind of ensure this. Would you say that Salesforce is able to do that with this track touch point feature?
Yeah, no, predictive and our tracking our touch points is, top priorities for us. And you mentioned HubSpot was kind of held you back sometimes. And at Salesforce, we really work. We don't even want you to think about Salesforce. You just use
Right.
it every day. It's not a concern of yours. It shouldn't be your CRM shouldn't be a daily concern of your salesman. They should just use it and get to selling and not be concerned about having to deal with a clunky UI or things like that. So we really just work to streamline things as much as possible.
No, yeah. I mean, from what I've seen, I feel like, it should be more of a tool rather than a crutch and something you're kind of relying on. So I guess at least the fact that you're kind of you've explained this to me with it's the journey builder, right? The
Yes.
journey builder.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like it could pretty much, visualize the whole process. That sounds
Yeah.
great.
That's our
Definitely
goal.
something we've been needing here at Otis.
Yeah, you don't want to be just like looking at random numbers. You want to have a real visual of what you're doing. And with our
Yeah.
dashboard and with the journey builder, you really get a good visual of the entire sales experience and every touch point that each buyer will make throughout their journey.
Well, okay. That I mean that sounds pretty good. Definitely a function that we haven't had anything at least close to at HubSpot. So yeah,
Yeah, we'd love to get you maybe a demonstration or get the dashboard out in front of your sales team at sometime soon.
I mean, all this sounds great. I don't want to, take that away from you, but I'm still having a little bit of an issue in terms of like justifying a switch, and not only for someone like me, but at least the others as well. So I'm not too sure about how good making that switch is right now.
Yeah, the upfront cost is definitely a concern, and I understand that, but we'll help enable you in the sales enablement process to make the best use of your salesman's time, which will be more efficient and then end up bringing in more revenue. So, as much as the upfront cost is unfortunate, over time, I can guarantee that Salesforce will make yourself its money back and more. You're not going to get Salesforce to lose money, obviously. So
Yeah.
we're here to ensure that you have the best sales experience possible.
Right, right. Well, that sounds pretty good. I guess I'd also say that, regardless of that, I do feel like it is, kind of a thing that there is like this kind of difficulty of going from platform, CRM to CRM. And I just don't know if we could essentially justify that right now.
Yeah, no one wants to learn a new CRM every 2 years, and our goal is to make the process of learning and the transition to from another CRM to Salesforce as easy as possible. That's obviously a top concern. So with our easy understand UI and the dashboard, it really makes it easy to visualize where you're not just looking at numbers, you're looking at figures, you're looking at charts and making things so you can have an informed decision. And excuse me. Yeah, just whatever we can do to make your sales process as easy as possible.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like I said, and this is really more in the concern of, like I said, these team members and managers and whatnot, right?
Right.
I mean, as I kind of mentioned that, we've only had HubSpot for a few years now, and not only are we switching, we would potentially be switching platforms quite soon, but it's also like I still feel like these guys never kind of got the guess got a feel of it. And I'm just my concern there is like, if we've spent this few years at this time with HubSpot and haven't even got a feel, now we have to kind of restart that whole process again with another CRM.
Right. Yeah. Our goal is that you switch to HubSpot, or excuse me, you switch to Salesforce and you never have to worry about another CRM again.
Okay.
I can almost guarantee you'll be pleased with the performance, and the simplicity and ease of use is definitely a priority of ours. You don't want your salesmen to be worried about their CRM. You want them to be worried about selling.
I mean, yeah, no, this all sounds pretty good, but I mean, we've been having a pretty busy month here, if I do say so myself. I'd say, how about we meet sometime in, I'd say, January. Not only give kind of a me, sort of more feel of what you guys have to offer, but essentially for these team members and managers who it's going to be more important to than me, you know.
Yeah, no, I understand you got a very busy month. But I've heard understand your deadline with HubSpot is coming up at the end of November. So you're either gonna have to really re-sign with them or move on. So I can offer you a 15% discount if you're able to sign a 2-year contract with us at the end of November there.
Oh, I mean, that does sound pretty good. I mean, yeah, I think I think we can maybe potentially go ahead and set up some sort of in-person group meeting for sometime soon. I think that would really not only help others and myself too, but actually really aid with making a decision. Obviously, besides having this little meeting, we are from Zoom. So I'd
Yeah,
love
no,
that.
I'd love to get the dashboard up in front of your sales team and meet with your sales team as a whole, so we can sell them on this platform too.
No, yeah, let's definitely keep in touch and sort of iron out sort of the details of setting that up. I'd love to do that.
Great. Yeah, I'll be in contact with you, and I look forward to meeting with you soon.
No, yeah, for sure. Well, it was really good talking to you. Well, I definitely think this has, been pretty influential in this decision making process of, what we're going to do in terms of a CRM in the future.
Yeah, I
Appreciate
appreciate
it a
you
lot.
putting aside some of your time, Robin.
Good. No, for sure. Yeah. Well, so we'll definitely keep in touch.
Sure.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.